Hey everyone, this is Lady Mercury. We got another interesting episode of my Q&A. And keep sending your questions in for these. And also I have a vlog coming this weekend, so look forward for that. But the first two questions actually are from Cookie Monster. The first one he asks is, how tall are you? I am 5'3", like 5'3", 5'4". I've been the same height since 7th grade. Same height and weight, pretty much, since 7th grade. It hasn't really, 7th, 8th grade, it hasn't really changed much. I'm pretty short, I guess. You know, you can call me fun size. Even though my boyfriend is actually smaller than me. He's actually shorter than me, and I'm 5'3". But on to the next question. It says, how do you feel about the new COD not being realistic anymore? Well, I mean, it is a video game, so I mean, it doesn't really need to be realistic to a percent. I mean, if you want straight on realistic, then go join the military. Do that so that can be your realistic. I mean, this is a video game. There obviously needs to be some changes and some things to it to where it's not, you know, too realistic. Like, obviously in like team deathmatch, you know, how you spawn every like 10 seconds or whatever. It's different every time. But that's not how it is in real life. So, I mean, they can't make a Call of Duty game too realistic, because then not everyone is going to really like that. A lot of people like the fact that it is a little different than if you were actually out there in the military, because it'd be kind of depressing and everything if you would actually just do a game straight off the military, and you wouldn't be playing it for very long, because if you die, you're dead. So they can't really do too much per se to be, you know, quote unquote realistic. But I mean, I think they do try their hardest to make the games as realistic as possible, but you can only make a video game so realistic. I mean, you guys, I think people expect too much from the Call of Duty series. People expect it to be perfect, and that's just not possible. You can't expect them to come out with the perfect game that's supposed to have all these things within a year. And you can't expect them to have the multiplayer perfect either if they only have a year to make it. And a multiplayer is a very difficult thing. There's many different things that can go on and go wrong with multiplayer. So, kind of getting a little off subject of the question. But I mean, you can't, like I said, you can't expect the game to be, you know, realistic. I mean, I know Battlefield is more on the realistic side, but there's also some things about that game that is not realistic, or that wouldn't happen in real life, or how it's actually not done in real life and stuff like that. But to get on to a next question, Lady Gamers 8 asks, if you had to move to another country, where would you go and why? Well, personally, I would go to Germany. I would go there because my mother is German, and she came here about like 20 some years ago, and so her whole family is over in Germany still. So I would go there for that, and I've been there about, let's see, 7, 8 times, I think. I can't remember exactly, because I've been there when I was a little baby where I don't remember. So I've been there about, you know, 7, 8 times, and it's a great country to be in. I mean, the people are so nice, and it's just a very different feel, and everything is different than in the United States. And the food is amazing over there in Germany. I love the German food, and also the orange Fantas, if you guys know what that is. It tastes so much different over there, and it comes in, like, you know, the old school glass Coca-Cola bottles. It comes in those, and they actually sell the sodas in the glass Coca-Cola bottles. And pretty much anything, like all the sodas come in the glass type of bottles, and they have carnivals, and like the yogurts are so different over there. You know, the driving obviously is different over there, and the weather is extremely it is freezing in the wintertime over there, because I've been there a couple times for Christmas during the wintertime, and it is so cold, you have no idea. I mean, I'm like, probably the people over there don't think it's really that cold, but coming from California, you know, a state that's probably hot, let's say, what, 90% of the time, 80% of the time, that over there it is freaking freezing. And during the summertime, it gets really, really hot. So it's pretty much like opposite. And also over there, you never know how the weather is going to be. Like, it'll be nice and sunny, and then a couple of seconds later, it'll start getting cloudy and start raining. That's how the weather is over there in Germany. But the one thing I don't like about going over there is that it's like an 11.5 hour flight. That is the most boring flight that I ever go on. I mean, it's interesting to look outside because you have to fly over the ocean and everything, but besides that, that flight is so boring to be on a plane for 11.5 hours. I mean, I don't know how I did it in the past, because now I can't do it at all. It's terrible. I can't sit on an airplane for 11.5 hours and not do anything. I mean, I can't even sleep on an airplane because they are so loud. And yeah, so Germany, that's pretty much, I don't think there's really anywhere else I would want to go. Also, I wouldn't go there because it's familiar to me, obviously, and I have family over there. It would be nice just to go and live there for a bit, and the economy is probably better over there than it is over here in the United States right now. I mean, I can tell you right now, California is terrible. I don't know where it is in other states, but California is, our economics over here is terrible. There's no jobs, no nothing. So I bet it's probably better over there in Germany. There's probably more jobs. But next question is by CodPato19, and I'm gonna say this one first, and it's, what inspired you to start commentating? Well, to tell you the truth, when I first started started commentating, I actually really just wanted to, you know, just put my videos out there and put music behind it. I mean, I really wasn't inspired to do commentating, really, because I really didn't need to. And I forgot who it was. I think it might have been that HDPVR contest that I did a long time ago, or I can't remember, it was something else, but someone said, oh, why don't you commentate? And I was like, I don't do commentating because, you know, I get too nervous, and I'm nervous sitting here talking to myself looking like an idiot. And then I started commentating, and at first I was very nervous about it. You know, I had to do it when people weren't around. Well, I still have to do that, but if I have my door closed and I tell people to get away from my room, then I'm fine. But that's pretty much how I got inspired to commentate. I mean, it really wasn't my first choice of doing on YouTube, but I also noticed that it seemed like everyone was doing commentating, and that's like the big thing on YouTube, is commentating. So I realized that, and I got better at it. You know, I watched other people, how they commentated, what they said, what they did, and I pretty much changed it, and I put it into my own way, and I looked at, you know, topics that other people will talk about, and I want to be like, oh, well, that's an interesting topic, but this is how I think of it, and then I would relay it in my own way, in my own words, and put it out there. And I think that's how I grew myself better. But another question is from the Abstract Zodiac. Sorry, Taz, I couldn't say that. But he said, have ever been to Seattle? No, I've never been to Seattle. I mean, I've been out of California. I've been many places, but Seattle is not one of them. My mom actually wanted to go there, but I haven't been there. And I'm gonna go through all of his questions because they're funny. Well, the second one is, how tall are you? Cookie asked that, and then he asked me, why are you so awesome? I really don't know why I'm so awesome. I don't know. Why don't you comment, Taz, and tell me why I am so awesome? But, and then another one is, how do you feel about being the Yoush Queen? I really don't consider myself the Yoush Queen because there are many other chicks that do Yoush, but when I was an RGX. That's why he called me the Ouch Queen, because I was the RGX Queen, because no other girl was an RGX and could stand dealing with some of those guys. But that's why he calls me that. And the other one is, how does it feel to be the most beautiful woman in California? I really wish that was true. There are some sluts though in California. I consider myself, out of most of the girls that I've seen in this state, I'm pretty, laid back, chill. Since I'm a tomboy, and most of the girls over here in California are preppy, stupid little sluts that just fuck around and don't do anything. But that was this episode of my Q&A. Comment below if you have any questions that you would like to know, or like I said, anything is possible. I really don't care what you have to ask. But I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Subscribe if you're new, and like and comment. Peace.